I'm Gene Chesser, a Dell storage strategist from Austin, Texas, and I'm pleased to introduce you to the Dell DR4000. We'll quickly review the features and the value proposition, followed by a live demonstration. The DR4000 is Dell's implementation of the Ocarina technology merged into a backup-to-disk appliance leveraging Dell's industry standard servers and storage platform. It does inline deduplication and compression, and there's no post-processing, so it doesn't have to move the data multiple times to be able to complete the deduplication process. It has true deduplicated replication, so there's tremendous advantages to being able to deduplicate data at one appliance and then be able to replicate over the WAN to the other appliance, moving only the bits that have changed and only the unique bits that are stored for rehydration as needed. It has a truly simplified management console through the web GUI, which allows you to see all of your capacities and your usage information, as well as extreme detail on hardware diagnostics and configuration of replication containers and all the information that you need behind a single, easy to manage single pane of glass. The true value is bringing state-of-the-art deduplication and compression technology to the market to meet the explosive data growth needs and provide a backup-to-disk appliance that can reduce data requirements by up to 15 times over traditional solutions. The high-level messaging points are best-in-class data protection, superior capacity optimization and performance, simple, flexible deployment and scaling, dramatically reduce the storage required to maintain backups online, keep more data online in order to recover faster, and intelligently manage your data to the reduce risk, manage growth, and enhance accessibility. The target market is small to medium business and smaller public and large enterprise customers. Now let's look around and take a look at the DR4000. We'll start at the dashboard. As you can see, has your basic systems information available, how much physical space is available. In this case, it's nothing really used. We have 8 terabytes of raw data. It's only like 4 files that exist out there at all. So again, very simple, easy to see. We're going to move to our system configuration menu where you can look at more detail. You can see the networking and the domain that we're connected to, as well as you can see on the left hand side all the different areas that we can go to manage the deduplication appliance. We're going to move on to the container point of view, because this is where we need to have a container for our backup. As you can see, there's already 3 containers already built: a backup container, which comes by default on all systems, a demo backup, and a test container. We're going to use the demo backup container for our demonstration today to move files. We switch to a Windows client, and here we can take a look at the computer, and you can see that we've already created a file share to demo backup, which is on the DR4000. Shows up as a empty volume. If we look at its capacity, it shows that same roughly 8 terabytes of free data on the DR4000. And we're going to go get some data that we have for our copy. In this case, we have some VMware image files, which includes the installation files and so forth. And we're going to make a copy of all of that data, which is about 2.28 gigabytes of data. And we're going to copy that to the DR4000. Once we have pasted that information in, we'll see that it starts to put a couple of thousand items out there, and this will take a little time, so we're going to pause for a second while the copy actually completes. Now that the copy's completed, from the Windows point of view, we can take a look at the properties, and we can see the 2.28 gigs of data have made it to the DR4000. And now we'll switch over to the DR4000 point of view, and we'll look at the containers. We'll go back to the dashboard. And we can see now that about 3 gigs worth of data is used, and a couple of thousand files are on the DR4000. There was no deduplication in this process because all this data was unique in the first time that the DR4000 had seen the data. It also does compression, but these were executables and not very compressible files, so it's not very noticeable at this time to see how much was done by compression. Alright, we're going to go back to our Windows client now, and we're going to get a second copy of the data. This is exactly the same data, but it's in a subdirectory that has been named differently. In this way, Windows will make a complete second copy out on the DR4000, but the DR4000 will deduplicate that data because it sees that it is the same data that it's already seen before, and it's looking down at the chunk or the block level. So we're looking at our statistics view in the container demo backup, and we can see some recent activity. Also down at the bottom you see the listing of the most recent files, and that all of them have showing a savings of 100%. This is because the DR4000 saw the duplicate blocks, set the appropriate pointers that it needed to be able to rehydrate this second copy of data, and threw the data away. So it has got 100% deduplication in this particular case. We'll go back to our Windows client now, and we'll put a third copy of the data out on the DR4000. In this case, we're going to get up to around 6 or 7 gigabytes worth of data on the DR4000, but we will only occupy the 2.5-3 gigs worth of data that it takes to hold the original information. And now we can see we have 3 full copies of 2.28 gigs of data from Windows point of view. Back to our container view, and you can see again 100% savings of all of that latest files that were copied to the DR4000. So the DR4000 is truly a tool to help you attack explosive data growth. While this was just a simulation example to show you how it can deduplicate data, much data in backup today is very redundant, and so you can tremendously benefit by having the ability to only store those unique bits on the DR4000. Thank you.